Hey folks, in the land of grills, yeah, let's put together the Kamado Joe, Kettle Joe, folks. Whee, this thing's got a lot of damage to her on the box. I'm hoping everything's in good shape on the other side. This thing looks like it's been through a lot. But let's get it out of the box. Let's get it assembled. All right, the box is literally falling apart, but so far everything looks like it's in there. If you're wondering what the weight is, the box says it's 132 pounds shipping weight. So, subtract for the foam and the cardboard is probably approximately 128 pounds, 125 pounds. So it's got a little weight to her, and I would imagine a lot of that is that those stones that go in there. So the ceramic stones to make this a Kamado or a kettle or whatever you want to call it. So I tell you what, let's just get the rest of it out of there. All right, there are those stones I'm talking about, folks. And the good news is none of them came damaged. So that's really good. If you're wondering where this thing's made, side of the box says it's made in, guess that's right, China. All right, out of the box, you can see there's our cooking grates. There's two halves. They appear to be chrome plated or stainless. And then you've got some heavy duty casters, two of them locked. There's that hinge. That hinge is heavy duty. There's a lot of weight there. And you can see it adjusts up and down, and that's to install the slow roller right there. That thing right there is one of the reasons why I got this. Now, some other stuff here. You got a big old book. It's in many different languages. There's step 6 revision. And that's all you've got there. A little blister pack with a whole lot of screws. So that's nice. Now, I was wrong. There was some damage. You can see, and I'm not going to blame Kamado Joe. They have no idea who's running forklifts or who's doing what. But all 4 of those tabs this whole thing was dropped. And they were bent up. And I'll still be able to use it. And you can see the ceramic coating or the porcelain ceramic coating has come off that. So we'll be able to see how good their warranty department is. But there's the top. I love this color, man. That is a slick looking color. Tell you what, it shouldn't be much to put together, but mostly just the legs. So let's get it together. All right, so just starting here, the instructions are the first thing they talk about is Kettle Joe adjustments. The hinge adjustments, that's going to be later. And then it talks about using 4 nuts from the base. There are more than 4 nuts from the base, and these are for putting on the legs. So there's screws already in there. You see them down there. So you're going to reuse those screws, and they've got washers on them, high temperature washers on them. So those get reused, and all you do is remove the nuts. So just do 2 at a time, and then the legs appear to be all the same. So just do 1 leg at a time, and then just put it in finger tight, and then there's another one that goes on the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do all 4 legs like this, and then well, actually, you know what? You can do the one on the bottom. You can see it right there. You can do that right away too. So I'm going to get that started, and then I'm not going to tighten them all up. I'm going to get all 4 of them on, and we'll put it on the ground, get it kind of aligned on a flat surface, and then tighten them up. All right, so the legs are on loose, and now we've got the bottom shelf to go on, and the Kamado is supposed to be symbol is supposed to go with the lid toward the front, and how you know which one. So if you look at this side, and you see those 2 holes there. That's for the hinge, so that's the back, and then there's none on this side, so that's the front. All right, so we got that shelf on. Once again, I didn't tighten that up all the way. I want to get the wheels on next, and then stand it up, and then tighten up inside the bowl first, just to make sure everything is nice and level. If you're wondering, these are all Allen heads, and they give you 2 Allen wrenches, and there's no lock washers, just washers. All right, putting the wheels on. These are 3-inch wheels, and those are a 1/2 inch, and the non-locking go toward the back, and once again, the back is where the hinge is, and that's what those 2 holes are for. And then obviously the locking ones go to the front, and they also give you a wrench. All right, got the legs on and everything. So when we put it back down on the ground, get on the concrete, get a nice flat surface, and then I tighten everything down the inside. You got to be careful though, and we're going into the porcelain there, so you just snug these up. And they've got that, I'm calling it like a heat thing, but it's probably more of a softener, so you don't do any damage to that porcelain. So you just snug those up, and those on the bottom you tighten up, and then I put it back up on the tailgate of my pickup truck, and then I tighten down that shelf. So this is all ready to go. I think the next thing is oh yeah, there's the step 6 revision, and that's the handle to the dome. But once again, on this model, or this one that I received, they kind of had it that the hinge was already on. So I think I gotta do something with the hinge too. So we'll continue following directions. However, I think it might change. Right, dome handle's pretty easy. You gotta remember there's this metal backer you gotta put on there. And then just the screws and acorn nut. And just, like I said, snug it up again because you're on that porcelain. And you don't have to worry about which side is up. The side that says Kamado, you can't see it, that goes up, but it's also angled. So if you're putting it on wrong, you're gonna say, why is this thing angled down? So yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. All right, so now we start attaching the hinge. You can see right there, and the hinge goes onto the lid first. And there's our hinge, and there's 4. I've got 2 screws started, and then there's also that backing plate. This is the longer backing plate that has 4 holes into it. So we'll just get those started, and then they also get the washer and one of those acorn nuts. All right, everything's lining up perfect. Once again, don't over tighten this. You're into the remember you got that porcelain on there. Now, one thing that I've noticed, there's no gasket on this lid, and for something that's gonna cook like a Kamado, you would think there would be. Now that might be something you might want to do, or something that I'm already considering doing. We're gonna see how it fits first before we go crazy and start doing modifications. All right, so to get the other half of the hinge in that goes into the kettle part, there's 4 bolts that are already attached to this ring, so you don't have to put those in. Just thread them through, and I was gonna get 2 acorns there, 2 acorns there. Then there's 2 more bolts that go through there, and I got the washers on there, and then 2 acorns there, and assembly is basically complete. We got to adjust and go through and see how that hinge is going to work and how it's going to fit. All right, once again, I just got those snug up. In fact, I let them a little looser than that because I think we're going to need, there's probably going to be some fine adjustment for the hinge based on past experience with another brand. But the only tool they don't give you, and I thought this would fit up there, was for the acorns, but it doesn't. It's too small. So the acorns are a 10 millimeter. So you're going to need a 10 millimeter wrench or socket. Socket works the best. All right, adjusting the hinge. So I have had some experience of the Weber Master Touch Premium. If you remember that, Tom Horseman on YouTube, and you can see the hinge, that the contraption that Weber came up, and I've had the same kind of, it just takes some time. You got to loosen everything up, find out where it's going to sit the best. And I'm going to recommend the gasket, but you can see going through the hole there, and we get a little glimpse of light, but a lot of it is sitting. Can't see any light here. You can see a little bit right there. So, we're getting close here. And so it's just a matter of loosening it up, trying to find the happy median with this. And then I'm going to do it all over again for the slow roller. But the theory is, if you can get it sitting good here, why wouldn't it sit pretty decent with the slow roller? So let's put the slow roller on and see how it fits with that. All right, so to put the slow roller on, you got to lift this whole thing up. So you loosen this up. I already got it loosened up. So you loosen that up, and then this pin, it does not come out. It's spring activated. So you just turn it like that, and then you just lift up, and then you just, until it pops in the hole. So then you're going to lift your lid up, and then put your slow roller in. Let's see how it fits. All right, before we go slow roller installation, gotta put that plate in too. So I saw that laying on the tailgate of the truck, and it's black just like the tailgate of the truck is. And I said, hey, oh my gosh, that goes over there. So that's just the two nuts come off and go back on with the acorn. Obviously the whole thing's being held up by 2 on that side and 2 on the other side. So it's not the end of the world there, but don't do as I do and forget that step. I put it on the slow roller. I showed in the very first video, the overview of this product. It just sits on there. And then your grate goes on there, and you've got a drip pan that goes on there, and it's got a lip on the bottom here. And all we're doing is working on the hinge here to see how tight. And I did put a light in there so you can see a little bit better. And you can see, yeah, I got a little gap right there. But then it goes tight again. And then, yeah, back by the hinge, there's just a little gap. Like I said, I think, and there's my light, I think putting that gasket on that lid is going to really tighten this up. So I tell you what, let's finish up the install. install here, and then we'll go from there. All right, so there's an ash cleanout drawer. That's right there, and that slides into there, and that's also where your vent is. So that gets pushed in all the way, and then the tab for your vent is right there. So that works pretty nice. All right, so there's your charcoal basket in there that sits on those 4 tabs right there. And that's really heavy duty. That's at least 3/8 stainless steel. And then I'll tell you what, let's put stones in. All right, there's our stones. You know, this is more of a fire brick of anything else. That's what it reminds me of. It's really not ceramic, although I'm sure it's been fired, but it is more of a fire type brick. And that's how it sits in there. Charcoal goes in there. Super simple, folks. Let's wrap this thing up. All right, it comes with 2 half grates, which are chrome plated or stainless steel. And they're pretty thick too. And you've got a lip right here. You see a lip, and that's what it fits on. And just to keep it from moving, and it goes on like that. So you would use it in this configuration, obviously with the hinge down, and you use it like a normal grill. And then do the indirect using the slow roller like I showed you. Then you would take the grates off, put slow roll on, put the grates on top of it, and away you go. I can't wait to cook on this thing. It's going to be awesome. The only thing we haven't really taken a look at here, let me move you, is the side shelves. And there's really no installation. They just slide right in. And they lock positive like that. They're made of metal. And there's a little movement to them, but I'm sure they'll handle whatever you put on there. So let's get her all buttoned up here, put the slow roller on there, give you one last thought. All right, there she is all put together. Oh man, I tell you what, it's a nice looking grill. Installation and putting it together and assembly was relatively easy and not very hard to do. Pretty high quality materials. We did see some dings and dents that I'll have to take care of with Kamado Joe, and I'll keep you up to date. I like the legs, stability there, bottom shelf, the side shelves are nice. The hinge, time is going to tell on that. I showed you how we played around with it. I think there is enough play in there that it can be made to fit nicely, and I'm going to stick with that. Does it work? Yeah, it works. Opens up real nice. Stays. That's what a lot of people are asking for, is hinges on their grill, on their 22-inch grill. And that's why Weber did it on one of theirs, and that's why Kamado Joe has now done it on this grill. So we are going to put gasket on there, and we did the same thing on the Weber too, and just see if we can tighten it up a little bit better. But time's going to tell on that. But as far as assembly is concerned, went together nice and easy, folks. Hope this was helpful. Leave a comment. Tom Horseman at YouTube, thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And as always, folks, appreciate you watching. Thank you.